we're going to go in and we're going to add the deck. I've changed all the faces back. I've erased all the lines. And so now we have some nice clean walls to work with. I've also given myself a guideline, which again, as we originally stated, this is going to be built on a foundation or a slab that's going to appear to be about 1 foot off of the ground. So that's why our doors are raised up here, and I'm going to now need to put in the deck so that now when you come out the door you actually have something to walk on. Pull a guideline so that I can see where on my drawing I intended for this to stop. Now I have the line work that I can make to just create that space. And so I'm going to come down here. I'm going to, theoretically, this should already be meeting here. So I'm going to just double check that. I want to make sure that I have a nice clean line. I could bring this out the distance that I want. So I'm going to pull this out the size approximately where I want this to go. And let's just say for simplicity's sake that we're going to pull this out 4 feet because that would give us a nice landing. You can see it kind of caught part of that bottom layer. So I'm just going to reverse that face. I'm going to use my eraser tool and I'm just going to erase those lines so that it appears to be pretty clean. Now I'm going to go ahead and I can do the same thing here. I can take my pencil tool, can cut these lines. Again, I'm just continuing those lines, and now I'm going to pull this face out the amount that I intended for the front part. And unfortunately what I can't see right now is my step lines. So I'm going to do the same thing here where I reverse the face, and I'm going to erase those lines. So now we have a complete surface to work with, and I kind of like that this is a very wide entry. So now I need to make the steps that go here. This is 1 foot. The rise of stairs can vary greatly. I like to use 6 inches because I feel that is a nice step down. You're not falling down when you do that. Like for instance, in some of the houses in the campground, the rise on those are very large. That's why they're so narrow, because you almost have to brace yourself along the wall so that you don't fall down the stairs. So here I'm going to put in the step. Now notice that I am keeping this on the red axis, so I know that it's parallel with the others. This time I'm going to bring this out so that the run of the stair is at least 1 foot, and I could make it even longer if I wanted to. I'm going to do 1 foot for this stair, and I'm going to do the same on this side. And then I'm going to erase this little bit right here. And so now you have a nice stair down. I could do the same thing here as well, just to kind of complete that so it's a nice L shape and you have a nice stair coming down all the way around. And there you have your deck, and now your doors are walking out onto the deck. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some color here. I know we haven't put the roof on yet, but I just want to give you an opportunity to see how this is done. I'm also going to make the floor plan go away so that we're not seeing that anymore. I'm going to erase these guidelines. To put the color on, what you're going to do is you're going to go to the window menu and you're going to go down to the materials window. You're going to open that up. Remember that we want to be on the little brick here, texture palette. And in this drop down box, you can get all kinds of different materials and textures. You can even bring in your own if you want to, if you remember how I demoed that in class. For right now, I am thinking about doing a wood sided house, and I definitely want wood for my deck. I'm going to go here to brick cladding and siding. In this, you might see something that will work for your project. If I want to color in my siding, I can just go around and add the siding on here. I'm not sure I like that 100%. Oh yeah, I like this a lot better. I kind of wanted a contemporary look, so I like the idea of having a vertical siding. Could also use this on the deck as well. Now, it wouldn't always actually look like that. More likely, the top of the decks would be the wood, and this is usually the fascia for that is sometimes another piece of wood, but I don't really like the direction that that wood is going. Select it and right click, and I'm going to go to texture, and I'm going to go to position. And here's the rotate tool. Now I'm going to click this, wait for my rotate tool to show up there. Now notice that I can also pull this back and I can make this texture so that the board is actually the same size as the width. And so now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to let that go, and I'm going to hit enter. And so I'm going to do that on the next one too. So I'm going to select the side, I'm going to right click, and I'm going to go down to texture, and I'm going to go to position. And this gives me a bunch of pins that I can do various different things with. But the one I want to use is this rotate pin. And I'm going to click this, and now I'm going to wait for the rotate tool to show up, and I'm going to make sure that I'm at a 90-degree angle. And along with this rotate tool, I can also kind of pull away, sort of like the zoom feature, and I can make the texture along this surface larger. So I can actually control all of the textures along each surface. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn that, and I'm going to make it so that it looks like it's one big panel, or enlarge it so that it's one big panel, and I'm going to click enter to apply. And now you can see, instead of having a bunch of little boards on this side going a different direction, like I would if I just clicked right here, I can actually make this so that the texture is more realistic and seamless.